Zach Brown, what's going on, my friend?
What's up, Edward?
How you doing?
Can't complain. What's going
Uh,
on with you?
Today's episode is unofficially sponsored by Monster, because I'm a
Oh,
douche.
well, I have a monster, but I'm not a douche.
Oh, I thought only douches drink Monsters. I don't know the rules on this.
I thought douches drink bangs.
That is true. I'm not a fan of bangs.
Dude, me neither. And I've noticed actually, I think douchebags drink Red Bull. Who the fuck still drinks Red Bull?
How is that still a thing?
It tastes like monkey piss. It's fucking awful.
I cannot open up a can of Red Bull without just immediately smelling Jaeger. And
Well, yeah, I feel like if you don't drink it with Jaeger, you're a pussy anyway.
I feel like I want to black out whenever I open a Red Bull. Complete opposite of what it's supposed to do.
Right, yeah. Hey, you just open a Red Bull, guaranteed I'm sleeping on the counter.
I saw this morning that Bang actually has their own version of hard seltzers that are out with no caffeine. What the fuck? Like,
That's weird.
right. Is Red Bull gonna do this next? Is Monster
Oh,
gonna
I'm
have?
sure. Topo Chico has one.
I've actually had them.
Are they good?
I mean, they're a little flat on the flavor. I mean,
You have to wear a skirt when you drink them.
you do.
Okay.
And make sure no panties.
Well, I mean that's the only way to wear a skirt. Just
Easy access.
FYI, if anyone's listening, wear a skirt, no panties. Only way to do it.
Yeah. So, speaking of skirts, question for you.
All right, what you got?
You've heard of OnlyFans, correct?
Yes.
All right.
I,
For those,
I can't say that I've partaken.
those y'all who don't know, OnlyFans was created whenever, and it was originally supposed to be a service where you could pay for advice and all this other crap, but it's now turned into the most recent porn site to where you can pay women.
Is that real? That's what it was
Absolutely.
really for?
Absolutely. There's yoga instructors, there's health people on there, there's all this kind of stuff
How
on
come
there.
the only time I've ever heard people talking about OnlyFans, it's always about like nudies?
Well, because that's going to be more popular than, hey, I just spent $9.99 a month to listen to some rando tell me how to do upward down dog.
I don't think that's how you say that, but
Whatever.
well, so basically,
I'm not
it
into yoga.
originally started to be like, "Hey, I need help with my aluminum siding," and then like some guy knows how to do it, so you get on there and you get all the videos. Why didn't they just use YouTube?
Thank you. Same
Well, that's
thing
what
with
I do.
same thing with OnlyFans. Anyways, OnlyFans now is a very popular amateur porn site, if you will, to where
Okay,
men, women, and other people, I guess, will spend monthly amounts to watch somebody fiddle their bean. Um, say all that to say, if a Disney princess had an OnlyFans page, who would you be subscribing to?
I mean, full disclosure, I think there's only one that you would subscribe to,
Oh yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it's Ariel. There's no one else.
So is this a like a true mermaid? Like we'll go in imaginary land and say like she's human and fish,
Well, so
or is it just
yes.
some chick wearing a fish tail?
Well, so because we live in, make believe land, I'm gonna say that she's a fish like as soon as she's in water, and then like when she can reach the beach and like stand up, she all of a sudden has like very nice legs.
Does she lose her voice too?
I don't care if she talks or not. Be honest. I'm married. I don't need any talking.
I think I'm gonna go possibly Arabian Nights and see what Jasmine's cooking up.
I mean, it's probably curry, but can we say that?
It's been done.
I said that I don't even eat that type of food, so I have no idea where curry actually is.
I'm just wondering if her flying carpet's going to be around, or if there is a flying carpet. If you catch
I
my
would
drift.
imagine it's bald.
Yeah.
So hold on, like serious question: where is curry from? Is that Indian food
Sure. Yeah.
or is it Thai food?
Good question.
Or are they
Um,
both? They both have curry. I have no idea.
my secretary's not here to give us the answer on that.
Mom,
Hey, Sec! Where's Curry from? See, nobody's here.
Hey, somebody Google that. I don't have an assistant. Maybe I should just do it. But anyway, yeah. I mean, Ariel would be my pick. I guess Jasmine would be interesting.
I really think that if any of these princesses were real and they were to do it, I think they would probably be like the number one seller.
100%. I think if some crack whore just decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to dress up as a Disney princess. I think she would make $1 billion before Disney found out and was like, wait a minute, we need to take a cut of that.
Yep. I'm going to go flash my butthole while I'm dressed like Mulan.
Yeah, what if they did it right? Let's say she dresses up as like Cinderella, right? I don't know who'd be into Cinderella because she's kind of a proper bitch, but like Cinderella, but then she called herself like, I don't know, like something close to that.
Crackerella?
I mean, yeah, like say instead of Ariel, it was like Oriole, right? But she dressed up exactly like the princess. Like, I don't know, because they do that in China all the time.
True.
You know, like you can go over there and you can do like Mario Kart racing, but they don't call it Mario Kart. It's called like Mary Art or something like that, where they deleted some letters, but it's clearly Mario Kart. So I don't know. I just, regardless, I figured if something like that ever happened, like China would just rip it off anyway.
Oh, most definitely.
So, but how do you explain the charge on your credit card, right?
Yeah, the wife sees and goes, "Hey, what's this? $15.99 a month to Ariel's OnlyFans?"
Yeah, like is that are you running their fan show, like their fan site? Is that what's going on there? You're paying for it?
Oh, it's research for the show, babe.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, the kids watch videos on there.
You don't want to set it up like that. Oh my god!
Can you imagine getting that phone call from work? I put on the OnlyFans for Ariel. This is not what you said.
Maybe they have it discreet on there, like other services might do.
Yeah. See, now that right there is the key to the porn industry. If you want to get married guys to continue to subscribe to your porn site, you have to make it where, like, when they're away, like have their name, like their login name, and if they log in with this password, then it's only like G-rated videos. And if they log in with this password, it's like throat destroying, all kinds of stuff, right?
But
like
time out though. It's 2021. Who in the hell is still paying for porn, right? Like, I find that to be a problem.
Yeah, and that's why when you said the OnlyFans thing, I immediately just thought of every poor slob I've ever thought of or ever been encountered with. Like, those are the guys that buy like used panties online and shit like that,
or like tub water from some chick who sat in it.
Right? Like those are the disgusting people that would subscribe to an OnlyFans. Like, how desperate do you have to be?
I don't understand.
To get that kind of attention. That's so stupid.
But like, how much more raunchier do you need of content to where you have to pay for it that's not already available for free,
like,
right?
Honestly, most of the time, I don't even watch the videos. I use like the ads.
There are a lot of people right now who are listening going, I'm there with you, man.
Yeah, like totally done that. Sometimes you just get to page 48 of the hub and you're just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I've seen all these.
Next.
Oh,
you ready to go?
Start this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Woo! Let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Two Wannabe Athletes Talk Sports. I'm Ed, and he's frozen. Did I lose you already? Right at the beginning?
Dude, I can hear you the whole time, but I don't know what happened with me.
You're stuck in like...
Uh-oh, that's terrible.
Anyways, if y'all didn't hear it,
now.
I'm Ed.
I'm Zach.
And here we are again, assholes, for another episode. And as I can't talk today. I can't. My mouth is so messed up over thinking about Disney princesses and OnlyFans and morons that are still paying for porn. Anyways, if you want to hear about people that probably pay for porn, go check out our friends over at Alcoholics Anonymous. I know I
Oh
ruined
my
that
God,
name
you screwed it up again.
every time, and I'll be hearing from those two over there. Two hilarious guys that give you just as much great content as we do. Check them out once you're done with this episode and continue laughing your asses off. So one thing that I want to jump into, I know it's not normal waters for you, is UFC just had a pay-per-view this past weekend, UFC 261. And the only reason why I want to bring it up is not only did they have outstanding matches for those of y'all who are MMA followers, but an unusual thing that I noticed is that their entire main card all went by TKO or knockout, and they were all done by the second round, first or second round. None of them exceeded that far, which is outstanding. So if you were a bettor on any of these matches to go to decision or anything like that, you lost a fuck ton of money. Some of the highlights on there, I don't really keep up with the names. I just like watching the matches themselves just to see people beat the crap out of each other. But one guy went in for a leg kick and broke from his shin down. And then,
somebody posted that video, and I just refused to watch it.
Oh,
nope,
dude,
not gonna do it.
every time I see one of those and they don't realize it happened and they go to put the weight down on it and you just see them fold and just, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden their shin has a knee.
Yes.
Not a fan.
The championship fight that took place on that card, what was it? It was a welterweight championship match. The reigning champion Usman knocked out Masvidal, and I probably said that wrong.
Yeah, I thought that guy was the favorite, the guy that got knocked out.
I believe he was supposed to be. Both of them outstanding fighters, but Usman, I don't know if you saw the knockout. When he hit him, you literally saw the man's soul leave his body. Granted, it was sweat flying off his body, but you saw a mist come off of him. And I haven't seen a knockout like that in a while, and I just thought it was a beautiful thing. I meant to have a video of it ready for this episode, but I didn't, so suck my nuts. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Outstanding card that they had. Looking forward to the next one. I know they're supposed to be in Houston. I'm not really one to go to MMA fights because unless you're sitting up close and personal, you're just watching the screen the whole time. And I can spend $60 here on ESPN Plus and get a better view than spending 120 sitting in the nosebleeds.
You know, the MMA stuff, that's one thing that I never really got into. I don't know. I feel like it's just a really brutal sport. I mean, I know that people are probably listening and be like, "Ah, what a pussy." I like boxing so much better. And I think that's why I never got into MMA, because boxing just seems more technical and MMA kind of seems more like a brawl, and you're just waiting for your opponent to make one stupid mistake. And then it's like, oh, here, let's pop his shoulder out, you know?
Well, I would agree with you as far as like the beginning of UFC to where it was nothing but like brawls. Right.
Yeah.
Now you have so many different forms of fighting with jiu-jitsu and I don't even know all of them, but you have different forms right now. And with the different weight classes that they have, it changes up the tempo and the momentum of the card each time. Granted, kind of like how boxing is. Now, granted, boxing can be a very long fight just because of the fact that they want to hug on each other or
and
whatever.
You know, those are different fights, but I just feel like, so I guess what I've noticed is it seems like people that liked more of like Mike Tyson style fighting, like MMA. Yeah. Right. Is that kind of what makes sense? But then like people that like boxing more, they like Floyd Mayweather better, I guess.
Yeah. But
and so I don't know. I guess if you really just like that brawling, like knockout kind of style, then you're more into MMA. I just never got into it.
It's fun to watch. I really like it whenever somebody has it on at their house because one, I'm not paying for it, and two, it's a party to go to. I mentioned in a previous episode where I trained with a guy for a little bit, and he still does boxing and MMA I'm assuming it's full time now. And I went to one of his matches when they were in Houston when he fought for Bellator, and
Mm.
that was a cool experience just because I knew him. But I don't know. The whole thing with MMA now is just like your heavyweights are awesome to watch, but your lighter weights, your welterweights and featherweights and stuff like that are just as exciting to watch, kind of like in boxing right now.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan of people beating the crap out of each other, so I'm going to watch either one of them.
Yeah. I got you. I mean, I'm not knocking you. I feel like I watch a lot of different sports too. I mean, I really like watching curling. There's not a lot of people that like watching that. I feel like it's weird. It's like baseball mixed with bowling, but then they do it on ice, which is odd. I don't know. So I like it, but I understand that there are different tastes, different strokes for different folks, man. I understand.
That is true.
So,
Um,
as long as it's in the sports world, I'm not going to knock you. If you sit around and you watch HGTV, I might make fun of you. I don't know.
oh, we've talked about that way too many times before. The stupid shit that's on there.
Yeah.
So this Thursday, it's finally here. I say
I
finally here,
know.
and here we are on Monday with 3 days ago until the NFL draft finally comes and goes, and we don't have to talk about the bullshit that comes with it anymore.
Right.
Um,
Dude, I'm so excited. God, I'm
I
excited.
I'm excited just so we can go ahead and start seeing what these rosters are going to start looking like, see what kind of trades are going to come not only within the draft but after the draft, what kind of pickups and everything else that's going to take place because the NFL is going to get rocked as it does every season uh, with the draft being over with. So out of the usual stuff that we talk about, and I know we go over mock drafts in the first round and this and that, I want to go ahead and see who your favorite pick is going to be for second through, what is it, 7 rounds?
Yeah, 7 rounds.
Who is the number one person you're looking at getting picked up and where are they going?
That like nobody's talking about.
Sure.
Well, got to go back in my handy dandy notebook and find all my uh, all my rookies here. But I mean, the draft is pretty deep in like
Giggity.
defensive players. Um, so I mean, you could go with that. I feel like Kyle Trask, obviously, is somebody I've mentioned before that probably will change a franchise.
Where's he going?
I think he's going to go. I think he's going to get drafted in the third round.
Wow.
But I think he's going to get drafted by a team that already has a quarterback. So,
Seattle? No,
I
they
don't
just picked
think.
up Geno Smith. Never mind.
Well, but I don't think Seattle is to that point yet because I honestly feel like if they waste a third round pick on a quarterback, Russell Wilson's going to be pissed. But I kind of feel like he'll be a good backup that'll push a starter, unless the starter is not established. So like this is just something I'm throwing out there. But like if the New York Giants drafted him,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he would start. Eventually, he would start over Daniel Jones, right?
Ooh.
In a place like that, right? I feel like if the Eagles drafted him, eventually he would start over Jalen Hurts. That's kind of where I feel like he's at. Um, it's like let's start on the West Coast. I think the 49ers, if the 49ers drafted him, he would be their starter, right? If Detroit drafted him, he would be their starter. If Denver drafted him, he would be their starter. Like that
Wow.
is what I feel like would happen. Um, he's that good. I mean, but like I said, I always say quarterbacks are like the sexy pick.
But so
So
are you saying if he was to go to any of those teams in the third round, he'd be a starter this upcoming season?
I think eventually he would take over the starting job in his first season.
And maybe this is poor on my part. Maybe I need to watch tape on this guy because if he's as good as you're saying he is, how come he's not being mentioned in the first round?
I don't know. I think because he's only got one season, and then the wide receiver there. I don't know how to say his first name. Kadarius
Okay.
Tony. He's getting a lot of attention. that's a guy who could go late in the first round. I haven't projected to go in the second round, but he's getting a lot of attention. It kind of looks like when Johnny Manziel played for A&M and he had Mike Evans.
Okay.
Right? Mike Evans just basically bailed him out of every situation. Tooney was a guy that he didn't necessarily bail him out, but if you hit him in open field, he was just gone.
Right.
So I don't know. I like the way the kid spins the football. I like his pocket presence. I like that he reads the field a little bit. You can see him going through his progressions. I feel like he's raw, but I feel like he is more of a.
Here comes something incredible. Unbeatable cleaning.
I don't know what that is.
Plus,
That?
unbeatable gas mileage. All in the
I don't know where that's
only
coming from.
Chevron with Techron.
Apparently,
Care for your car.
something decided it wants to play well.
It's good to go.
I have no idea where that's even coming from.
Yeah, I've got the audio shared on here, and that came from one of the ESPN windows I've got open, of course.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell is
oh, yeah,
that?
we have commercials that run during this now.
Yeah, I was like, are we advertising for Clorox now? Like, what
Apologize for everybody who had to listen to that garbage for a second. I think if he falls to number 3 into the third round, like, again, I haven't watched enough tape on him to really give a full assessment on him, but
Yeah.
you look at the second round, who may pass up on a quarterback that may need one. You got Carolina sitting at 39, Detroit at 41, Denver at 40, the Giants at 42, New England at 46.
I think New England is going to end up trading up and getting a quarterback in the first round.
I think they're going to go wide receiver. Nelson Aguilar is not enough for that to be.
Agree.
So, you got Washington football team sitting at 51.
Yeah, they definitely don't have a quarterback.
Right. So, I mean, you're looking at your boy going, I think, somewhere in the second round based off the information that you're giving. I'm going to circle back on that once I watch some of his stuff and see how that goes.
I mean, I feel like you're not wrong. I just feel like in the second round. So I guess this is what I'm saying. In the second round, there's going to be a lot of people that reached for a quarterback in the first round, and so they're going to go back and have to, actually address roster issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you're going to see like a lot of offensive linemen and inside linebackers and stuff like that get drafted. And so I feel like because that's going to happen, there might be a run on those positions. And so then that pushes the quarterback and the wide receivers and stuff to the third round. And, unless they're like teams, obviously there are teams that already have pretty solid rosters and they're just missing a quarterback. I feel like the Redskins are that. Well, I can't call them that. I feel like the Washington football team. I feel like that's kind of where they are. I feel like they have a good running back. They've got a really good offensive line.
Their defense is amazing.
I say the defense is great. They have one wide receiver, and the tight end is kind of an iffy spot. So I could totally
hold on. Remember, they got Curtis Samuel. So now they have McLaurin, Bryce Love.
But I mean, Curtis Samuel is a good guy, but obviously McLaurin is the number one guy there.
Yep. Right.
So I feel like is Curtis Samuel like the speed guy? I don't think so. But I feel like if you can get the Rondale Moore kid from Purdue in the second or third round, I feel like that makes that offense even more dynamic. But you still need somebody that can throw the football.
True.
So I feel like that's a team that's going to be looking at like Mac Jones at the end of the first round. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They might actually trade up to get it back into the first round and draft somebody like that.
Currently sitting at 19 in the first round.
Yeah. I think at 19, that's probably a good spot to take a wide receiver. They have a good running back. They could get a tight end. That could be the tight end that they have at Penn State, the Pat Fryermuth. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's saying his name right, but that kid, he's a talent. I mean, obviously he's not as good as Kyle Pitts. That's why Kyle Pitts is being talked about going, number 4 or number 5.
Right.
But I would be happy with the Pat Fryermuth guy.
I see your boy So if Denver does go with a cornerback like how it's projected that they're going to go with,
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going with Micah Parsons. But
and
anyway, defense.
right, or he's a linebacker, isn't he, or safety?
Yeah, inside linebacker.
Okay.
He's like a Brian Urlacher-esque type
So
linebacker.
if they go him, if your boy is still available, I could see them possibly taking him in the second round because they've already got offensive weapons that are up and coming and going to be outstanding with Jerry Jeudy and
They got Cortland Sutton coming off the ACL injury, and then they picked up KJ Hamler.
Yep.
And then they also have Deshaun Hamilton, and they have Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick is a guy that nobody talks about. He is a 6'6" wide receiver that last year had 74 targets or 74 catches. I want to say he had like 85 targets, 0 drops.
Right.
And nobody talks about him. So they have very good weapons. Obviously, the tight end spot, Noah Fant, is pretty good. Running back is a little bit of a question mark because I don't really know how good Melvin Gordon is going to be. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, you're right. I don't think that they will take a quarterback in the second round because I think there'll be running backs there to take. There's a couple that I like. I really like in the second round. I like Chuba. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I've been corrected a couple of times, but I can't remember. But Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State is somebody that I really like. He's really fast. He can catch the ball, and that's kind of where the NFL is going. It's not really a get under center and run it between the tackles unless you're like Derrick Henry.
True.
So anyway, that's my thing. I'm not sure if they'll take a quarterback in the second round, but I could totally see Kyle Trask, though, being taken in the second or third round and taking over a franchise.
I'm excited about a wide receiver from Oklahoma State, Tylan Wallace. Tylan Wallace, watching tape on this kid, the way that he actually works to get a ball that the quarterback either underthrows or overthrows or is too close to a defender or something, like his awareness to the defender, the ball, and the sideline, everything I saw was nothing short of spectacular. He's going to fill in for a team at a very good number 2 and could possibly be a number 1 at some point if he's able to adapt to the NFL. Outstanding player. If he doesn't go in the first round, which it doesn't seem like he's going to, just because he had kind of low numbers for 2020. But again, I think a lot of the stats are a little bit lower than what they could have been if we had a full season. I could potentially see him going in the second round. Jacksonville, of course, I could see him going there because they need all the help that they can get, especially with the new quarterback coming in. The Jets as well. Atlanta, with them having talks of possibly getting rid of Julio come June 1st, they might be looking for an opening. Now, granted, they have Calvin Ridley, who just was an absolute stud of a wide receiver, who I think is probably going to be top 5 wide receiver again this year. So they may not even waste the talent there. Dolphins, with them probably taking a wide receiver in the first round, we don't have to worry about that. Eagles, of course,
I think they're
going
to take Jamar Chase in the first round. So I think after that, they might pick up another wide receiver, but it wouldn't be till like the 4th or 5th round, maybe. And I feel like Tylan Wallace will be off the board by then.
Yeah.
He's only 5'11", which sucks. But I mean, Antonio Brown is only 5'10", right? So like, is he really that far off? I mean, I don't think so.
I think the kid has a pretty good future ahead of him if he can adapt well to the NFL. Really looking forward to it. Again, draft is coming up this Thursday on, I guess, ESPN. We will be doing live coverage via Twitter and Facebook about each pick that comes out with our own opinions on it. Both will be different as far as, I believe Zach's going to be taking over on the Facebook side of it, and I'll be taking over on the Twitter, or vice versa.
Either one doesn't matter.
So you can see where we agree and where we disagree on each one, and please give your comments below so we know what you're thinking about as well. While we're on NFL talk, did you see the recent trade with Kansas City and Baltimore?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm shocked that Baltimore would make that trade.
Really?
I mean, you know, when you have a quarterback that is already established, I mean, okay, full disclosure, I don't like Lamar Jackson, but
Right.
you have a quarterback, you have to protect him.
Yeah.
And they're trading one of their like staples on the offensive line. I don't get it. I
So
mean,
the backstory with Brown, though, I don't know if you knew, he was originally a right tackle. Their left tackle got hurt. They moved Brown over to left tackle and did a pretty damn good job. And when Brown was there, he came out and said, "I'm a left tackle." And Baltimore goes, "No, you're going to go back to right, and we're going to go ahead and put Ronnie Stanley back there." Well, he didn't like that one bit. He was like, "I'm a left tackle. I want to play left tackle." So Baltimore and Brown started butting heads left and right, and I want to say I heard that he came out and requested a trade if he wasn't going to play left tackle, and that's one of the reasons why Baltimore went through with it.
well, no, I mean that makes sense having that kind of animosity in a locker room. You don't really want, you know, anybody fighting like that, especially on your offensive line. And those are supposed to be guys that like gel together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird to me that he played well at right tackle. You put him at left tackle, and he excelled there also. And you just drafted him 2 years ago, and now you're getting rid of him. I mean, I don't know. I feel like you drafted him 2 years ago. It looks like it says 83rd pick.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's definitely third round.
Yep.
Right? And you're trading, I mean, in essence, you're trading a third round pick to get, you got a first round pick and
First, third, and fourth for this year, as well as a fifth round selection in 2022. So,
I mean, it sounds to me like that was a pretty good trade on paper, but when you have a guy that's performing on your offensive line, I'm just not a fan of getting rid of him.
It was probably going to be a holdout on Orlando Brown's part. I mean, and now look at it too. You know, Kansas City gave up a lot for a decent, still under rookie contract tackle, right? So
yeah, but they needed that.
They definitely needed. They have their left and right tackle are missing since they dropped their two previous ones from last year.
Yeah.
I like this trade. I think.
I like it for Kansas City a hell of a lot more than I like it for Baltimore.
I like it for Baltimore as well. Baltimore, I think, came out with this. Both sides got decent amounts for it. You look at it now. Baltimore's got the 31st pick and the 27th pick. So they're going to be almost back to back right there in the first round with picks. So they can either fill the spot depending on how far back some of the tackles that we've talked about go. The kid from UT could drop all the way down there. They could fill the spot easily, and they're getting someone almost of the similar stature, and to me, almost the same player.
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, you're just stacking more picks this year for Baltimore, which is hurting Kansas City in the future. Because who knows what's going to happen with contracts they have there. Maybe they're going to need that third and fourth round pick from this year later on, or even the fifth round in 2022.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all up in the air right now. My crystal ball is broken. It's not telling me what it should be.
Well, I mean, I think you're right with the contract situation. I mean, when you're paying a quarterback that much money, eventually it catches up to you. So, yeah, you're going to have to find players in the second, third, fourth, fifth round because the first round guys just cost too damn much, you know?
Right. And a lot of people are probably listening and saying like, "Oh, well, why didn't Kansas City just keep the first round pick and draft a possible?" The key word's possible. It's not guaranteed that the tackle is going to be there. They had something that was somewhat of a guarantee of getting right now and for the right price. What are you going to say?
I mean, that's another thing. You're getting a proven commodity at the NFL level. I mean, you're picking the Chiefs are picking 31 in the first round, so you're missing out on a lot of the higher end prospects. You're basically picking in the second round. That's where you're starting.
Yeah.
So now you can trade your first round pick to get a guy who was drafted in the third round a couple of years ago, but is a bona fide starter on an offensive line in the NFL. I feel like it's a pretty good move for Kansas City. I hate it because now it just means that Patrick Mahomes is protected and, that better chance of them beating the Broncos every freaking year.
Bro, I want to see Patrick Mahomes come out this year and do better than his MVP season. I want to see this kid throw for 55 touchdowns. I want to see him.
It can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah.
And a part of me is thinking like defenses are finding out how to cover this kid, but Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes put their little noggins together and decide, hey, how can we change this up to where they still don't know what's coming? And the way that they do it is so magical. Like, it gives you chills watching it because you can't believe something like this is happening, right?
The way that Andy Reid orchestrates an offense and then gets the most out of his quarterback all the time, it's magical. Like, excuse me, like you said, it's magical. Good Lord.
Drink.
I don't understand how he's able to do that. He got a lot out of Alex Smith before he sent him to
Washington.
I mean, it was Alex Smith was drafted in the first round, and we never saw anything out of him. And it's like all of a sudden Andy Reid was like, "Here, let me pick him up, and dust him off.
Yep.
And here, now you're going to start for my team, and you're gonna play pretty well. I think you got a Pro Bowl selection one year.
Yeah.
So Andy Reid is just a genius when it comes to these guys. And then you give him a guy that has the raw talent that Patrick Mahomes has, and it's almost not fair.
Right.
I feel like when you have Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, you basically tell the defense, look, the whole field is an option. Like, oh, we're on the 2-yard line. I can put it on the 30 on the other side of the field on a dime, and Tyreek Hill can get there before any of your guys can. So it's kind of it just gives him a plethora of options, and with a guy that's an offensive genius like he is, I mean, the possibilities were already endless. Now it's a joke how many options he has. And we found out in the Super Bowl, yeah, you can have all those options and you can do everything that you want to do, but if your quarterback can't stay off the ground, you can't do the magical things on offense. So that's why I feel like this guy's going to get plugged in. He's going to start as your left tackle, and Patrick Mahomes is going to have a hell of a lot of time to sit back there and pick defenses apart.
I think Andy Reid quickly learned that having the O-line that he had in the Super Bowl, now granted because of the fact that his starting 2 tackles had COVID or injuries or something, they had to sit out. But I think he's looking for depth as well in O-line to help protect their $500 million investment.
Right. That's
just so we don't see him running 500 plus yards again like he did in the Super Bowl. I think it was at 500 plus, something like that.
Yeah, something ridiculous. He always has ridiculous stat lines.
I don't know. God, I can't wait. I can't wait for Thursday. I can't wait for, granted, Thursday's not going to be the only day of the draft. It's going to go through the weekend as well. I can't wait for all of that to be over with. Oh.
Well, you should be pretty excited, not necessarily about the first day, but I don't know. When did the Texans pick first? Like
the 7th round?
That douchebag traded away every pick y'all had, man.
Don't have a second round. They get their first pick in the 3rd round at number 67. And then I want to say they have another 3rd round.
Where would they have been drafting had they not traded their first round pick?
Oh, my God. They would have had the number 3 pick in the 1st round. And
so then let's say you still have all your picks. You're the Houston Texans.
Okay.
You have all this shit going on with Deshaun that we've talked about to length. Are you drafting a quarterback in the 1st round?
I hate saying it, but yes, you'd have to. You have to get a safety net. But again, okay, let's just say as of today, with them already picking up Tyrod Taylor and Deshaun Watson battling 22 lawsuits,
Yeah.
no, I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm taking a wide receiver. Because I can go ahead and sit one trash year with Tyrod Taylor and then wait for next year and be high up in the draft and possibly get a better quarterback than what's coming out this year.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I would draft a quarterback, and I feel like I would trade him for whatever I could get.
But why? Like, what do you have to prove this season?
Well, I mean, and that's true too. I mean, I don't know. We've talked about it at length that building up your offensive line, your defensive line is probably where you should start. So maybe that's what I would do. I don't
Because
know.
you've said it many times on this show before that this is a very defense heavy draft. So first round, go with a star wide receiver because who do they have right now? Brandon Cooks. Whoop de fucking do, right?
Yeah.
Um, I would go ahead and take what's his name, Jamar Chase or Devontae. What's his last name? Smith.
Yeah, Devonta Smith. Yeah,
Take one of them, and then second and third go defense, right?
I feel like if I was the Texans, I probably would go. I would trade my pick. Is what I feel like I would do.
For what?
I would just want to trade back into the draft. I mean, because I feel like there are teams behind you, like the Patriots today. There's a story out there saying the Patriots are contacting every team in the top 10 because they're targeting Justin Fields. So,
sorry.
yeah, I like Justin Fields. I don't want him for my team, but
Oh wait, I'm sorry. You said Justin Fields. I heard Trey Lance. I apologize.
I was like, usually Trey Lance gets that kind of reaction from
sorry. I apologize.
So, yeah, I've heard that they're targeting Justin Fields in the top 10. I think it's weird that they're looking to trade into the top 10 to go for Justin Fields when I kind of feel like he's going to be gone at number 3. So when you look at the draft, who would they be talking to? Miami, I guess. Because I mean, Miami's
but
not drafting.
What do they have to offer Miami though? They just stacked up their defense. They bought 2 new tight ends. They have Cam Newton and Nelson Aguilar and Sony Michel. And I mean, like, what do you have to give? Nothing.
I have no idea.
Are you giving them Stephon Gilmore? Like,
well, now that's a possibility because he doesn't want to be in New England. So you could do that. But I mean, the Patriots, they have 1 million picks after the first round. So
true.
They could offer, 2 seconds and a first. And hell, maybe they offer the first round for next year and the first round for the year after that. I don't know. They don't really do anything with their first round picks anyway.
True.
They just kind of trade them.
But I mean, you look at Miami right now. Miami, I don't know. They got Eric Rowe and Bobby McCain. So yeah, they might want Stephon Gilmore. But I mean, is he really worth trading? I mean, is he worth giving up a top 10 first round draft pick?
Possibly, depending on what the package is.
Okay, so I don't think Miami needs them bad enough. I could see them keeping the 6th pick. I don't see Atlanta trading. I don't see Cincinnati trading. Detroit, who the fuck knows with Detroit? They're willing to give up anything.
Detroit doesn't really need – they need a wide receiver.
They need everything. They need to sell the team to San Antonio, move it out of Detroit.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think they made a great trade with LA. They got 2 first-round picks for a guy who we both think will not win a Super Bowl.
True.
So I think they did a good thing. And so if they've got 2 first-round picks, if they can trade this pick back, because like we've said before, they don't really have a wide receiver. 7 is a good spot to draft a wide receiver, but so is 15, So if you could trade that pick back to the Patriots and get to 15, still draft a wide receiver who, I mean, I think Kadarius Toney could be there. Rashad Bateman could be there. Terrence Marshall from LSU, another LSU wide receiver, he could be there as well. I mean, hell, even your Tylan Wallace will be available at 15. I don't think he'll be drafted in the first round, like you said.
No.
But regardless, there's still some guys that are going to be there. And a couple of these guys got a lot of size on them, so they could easily be in number one. If you could trade back, get a first-round pick for next year and still draft the guy that you're targeting at 7, why not do that?
But you said that New England was talking to the top 10 or top 5?
They're top 10. And what I'm saying is I don't see Justin Fields falling past number 8. So I feel like it has to be Cincinnati, Miami, or Detroit. I don't think that it'll be anybody in the top 4.
Cincinnati can't afford it.
They've got to draft an offensive tackle. They have to.
They have to. I can see the Lions do it. I can see Carolina maybe doing it because of them picking up Sam Darnold and still having Teddy Bridgewater.
Right. That's why I'm kind of discounting number 8, because I feel like Carolina is going to draft Justin Fields. If he's there, I feel like they would do it. But you're right. I mean, they just traded for Sam Darnold, but they didn't trade a lot of stock for him.
I would think the most logical one that could possibly do it is probably Dallas.
Okay, I could see that. But
Dallas sitting at number 10, because if you look at it, Jacksonville and New York are both going to go quarterbacks. Atlanta is iffy right now.
San Francisco's drafting a quarterback too. They traded up to number 3.
I completely jumped over San Francisco. I didn't even look at them.
Yeah, they definitely made that trade to get a quarterback. I don't know which quarterback they're going. Well, I have an idea, but
so right there's 3 of your top 6 quarterbacks, because you got Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, and Trey Garbage.
Yeah, I mean there's 6 quarterbacks that I think are going in the first round, and 3 of them will be in the first 3 picks. That's what I think. So if that's where it goes, then Justin Fields is available to, Atlanta, Cincinnati, Miami, Detroit, Carolina, Denver.
But see, if New England trades up within the top 10, regardless of where they're doing it, we'll go ahead and count out the first 5. All right? Right? So
Yeah,
Jacksonville
I'm
Jets,
I
San
don't
Francisco Falcons, Bengals.
I honestly think they have a shot to get the number 4 pick.
Okay. Well, let's say they don't get it and they go with Dallas. All right. You have to go ahead and accept, if I'm trading this high up and I don't get the quarterback I want, who's the next quarterback in line I'm willing to take? Now, if there's none on there, then you don't make that trade. You don't trade up for it.
Right. And that's why I feel like they might be sending out feelers, and then they're actually not going to pull the trigger until draft day. Because, I mean, what happens if the picks go the way that we're thinking for the top 2, Trevor Lawrence and then Zach Wilson? I think Trey Lance goes number 3 to San Francisco. If Atlanta drafts Justin Fields, then there's no point in New England trying to move up.
Right.
But I feel like if those 3 picks go that way, they're going to call Atlanta and be like, hey, we want your pick. But, I mean, I don't know how much that's going to cost. That's going to cost a lot. And when's the last time we saw the Patriots do that?
Well, and that's what I was going to bring up, right? Like, we've always talked about how this is an unusual Patriot offseason so far, and that they never trade up. And here we are with talks of them talking about trading up. Now, that could just all be hearsay and the writers trying to get clickbait and stuff like that. But, I mean, this could possibly be it, because Bill Belichick's possibly on his way out. And if he doesn't get another Super Bowl under his belt, this whole offseason was a complete waste, right? So you've got to make sure that this draft or this trade in the draft, if they do it, actually happens the exact way they want it to go down.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like number 4 is a good spot for them to trade up to, but it's very possible that Atlanta just takes Justin Fields and then, then all hell breaks loose.
I think for Atlanta, again, though, I see Atlanta the same way as I see the Texans. This is not a season that you have anything to prove. You're in a division right now that has two elite quarterbacks, in my opinion. Now, Tom Brady and Matt Ryan. Drew Brees is gone. You don't have to worry about Sam Darnold or Teddy Bridgewater this year. So you really don't have a lot to prove. Are you going to go ahead and waste a first-round pick on a quarterback that, again, my opinion, these quarterbacks are all meh, right?
Right.
And especially at number 4. But then at the same time, are they going to go defense? Like, why? You're that high in the draft. Do you go? Is there a superb defensive player out there right now that is a must-have right now?
Well, so I have them drafting Patrick Surtain at number 4.
Okay.
And granted, saying that out loud, taking him at number 4 sounds stupid.
Right.
And so that's why I feel like that would be the spot. Because if the Patriots want to move up, that would probably be my first call. Because I feel like Atlanta wants to trade back.
Yeah.
They've committed to Matt Ryan for the rest of his career. They need a running back. They need a tight end. They need offensive line help. They need defense, like crazy, like almost every position on defense they need. And I feel like you can trade back. Even if you trade back to 15, you can still get a really good cornerback at 15.
Right.
And then on top of that, the safety, I have his name here. Where'd he go? The safety from TCU, I don't know how to say his name, Morig.
Okay.
I think he's worth a top 5 pick. Like, he's that good. But he's going to be available at 15. So if you trade back with the Patriots to get to 15, you're going to get more than just 15, right? You're not going to just swap picks. You're going to get more than that.
Right.
And I feel like with as many defensive holes are on that roster, it makes sense, Throw it all at the wall and try to see if you can get Matt Ryan a Super Bowl,
Well, and let's look at the Patriots as well. Like, we keep talking about who they're going to go to, who they're going to. Do you really think this is a year that they need to draft a young quarterback? They're go ahead and showing their faith in Cam Newton again for one more year. Was it a 1 or 2 year deal? I think it was a 1 year deal.
It's a 1 year deal for $14 million. It's twice as much as they paid him last year.
You're showing him faith by giving him one more year. Are you going to kick the stool out from underneath him by going ahead and drafting a quarterback? Like,
I think when there's a shot to draft a guy that's as highly touted as Justin Fields is, I think yes. I normally I am in the camp of the Patriots. I can't stand them, but normally they do everything right. And normally this is something that they would get right. And them moving up in the draft to get a quarterback is outside their norm. But if they draft Justin Fields and he turns into, a freaking Super Bowl or a MVP caliber quarterback, we'll look back and say that this was the best move that they ever made.
It's hard for me to wrap my head around them drafting a quarterback.
It's hard for anybody to wrap their head around them trading up. But they always trade back.
I can see them trading up, and I can see them going wide receiver. I think that them going for Jamar Chase, to me, is a no-brainer if you're going to trade up. You look at it, the last time that they drafted a quarterback in the first round was 1993 with Drew Bledsoe. Outside of that, they've been everywhere on both sides of the ball in the first round.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to go ahead and stick out Cam one more year. If they get a wide receiver, well, they don't need a wide receiver either, because you look at in 2019, they went and got N'Keal Harry. Mm-hmm. So, but then again,
they have some young wide receivers on their roster that are pretty good, but they're young. We don't really know.
I don't know. Like, it's hard to go ahead and figure out Belichick. Here we are, two amateurs who have no insight to the game except for what we can read online and our own opinions, trying to figure out the mastermind of Bill Belichick and how he's going to do the 2021 NFL draft.
Yeah, there's no way we're gonna figure that shit out.
It's like the fucking Da Vinci Code for monkeys.
So, in other news,
Titties.
did you see in baseball, Madison Bumgarner pitched a no-hitter?
Did he?
Sort of. The Diamondbacks beat the Braves 7-0. It was a doubleheader game.
Mm-hmm.
So because the new rules in Major League Baseball, doubleheaders, they only play 7 innings.
Yep.
So he pitched all 7 innings. No one got a hit, but it will not go into the record books as an actual no-hitter.
Por qué?
Well, because it didn't go 9 innings.
Womp, womp,
So
womp.
according to the actual statistics, the game must go 9 innings to count towards like official stats.
See,
but it can count for an official game, which is weird.
That's where I'm going to have a problem with Major League Baseball. I get that you have to do double headers because of scheduling issues and stuff like that. But if you're going to go ahead and cut the double header to a 7-inning game, and if you're going to classify it as a win for a full game or a loss for a full game, you need to go ahead and suck some nuts and make it fully. If he goes a no-hitter on it, then damn it, he got a no-hitter regardless of what it is, right?
Right. That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, I'm a baseball purist, so I feel like this idea that we made double headers only 7 innings is stupid.
It's dumb.
Just go ahead and play 9 innings. What's wrong with it? They're grown men. They can play 9 innings.
Absolutely.
They used to do it all the time.
This is what they get paid for.
Exactly. They're getting paid millions of dollars to play baseball. Go play 9 innings. Like, this is ridiculous.
Right.
I don't get the idea.
I'm glad you brought up baseball. Have you looked at the standings lately? Just give us a little update.
No, because I don't like torturing myself.
So, starting in the AL East, first place, who do you think?
AL East?
Yep.
Well, I think it's Boston.
That is correct.
Okay.
14-9 with a 2.5 game lead. AL Central.
In the Central, Indians.
No. Kansas City. Did not expect this. 13-7 with a 1.5 game over the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, well, I figured the White Sox would be there at the end of the year.
Little neck and neck right now.
I thought Minnesota would be better than they are. Minnesota sucks.
7-13 with Detroit
they're
being
terrible.
7-15 right under them. AL West.
I know who's in the lead. It's Oakland.
Yep.
Ugh.
And by the way, Oakland, if any of you are listening right now, fuck you. You cost me some money yesterday. I was betting them to continue the streak against the Orioles, and of course, they decided to lose the day I bet on them. So,
Well, of course, yeah. Well, I'm glad you bet on them because I was tired of reading about their fucking streak.
Well, you're welcome then. Okay, I guess me betting on them caused them a game.
Hey, look, if it cost you money, I'm sorry, but I would much rather them be losing than winning.
ALE or NL East.
I think it's Philadelphia.
It's the Mets. They're up by 1 game.
Okay.
Disappointing team for that division right now. To me, the Braves.
Yeah, the Braves are playing like shit.
I don't understand it.
Ronald Acuna kid is tearing the cover off the baseball, but their pitching is freaking garbage.
I don't understand it. Like, I expected them to have full dominance of that division, and they're getting none. I'm surprised Philly is looking the way that Philly's looking. Granted, we're only 21, 22 games into the season, but they're looking pretty sharp. The Mets, everybody already knew that the Mets were going to be.
mean, I kind of
the bats that they have there and the way that DeGrom has been pitching too, like
yeah, they're talking about him getting MVP votes,
already.
Which makes sense. The guy's unbelievable.
NL Central.
I know St. Louis is playing well. I'll say St. Louis.
Milwaukee. They have a 2-game lead.
Now that's surprising.
13-6. 13-8. I can't read. NL West.
Yeah, fuck the NL West. It's the Dodgers. I
will say though, I don't know. Were you a fan of this series going on against San Diego?
I was, because I'm a big fan of Fernando Tatis, and him and Tyler Bauer have been going at it.
Yeah, they have.
I
That
like
stuff has been hilarious. Those of y'all who don't know, Tatis cranked a homer off Trevor Bauer this past weekend, and after he's done, he winked at him, little one eye close at him. So
That's cute.
it is, dude. As long as Tatis can try to stay healthy, I know he's having that shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Dude, this kid like that, he makes the game fun, and that's something he's come out and said that he just wants to have fun, and he's surely showing that too.
I mean, that's the way. So, I mean, I know there are like unwritten rules where you're not supposed to do like the bat flip, and you're not supposed to pimp a home run and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Well,
I'm kind of the mindset, like, F all that, man. The game is supposed to be fun. Have fun. And if you're mad that some dude like stands there and admires his 500-foot home run, like, strike him out.
Yeah.
Don't throw him a ball that he can hit 500 feet, and we don't have to worry about it.
And don't be
You
a
know?
bitch either and try to peg him on the next up to bat. Like, come
Right. That's
on.
such garbage bush league stuff. Now, I'm all for pegging a guy, but it's only when Wait a minute. That's not what I meant. What word are you supposed to use? Because now with the Urban Dictionary fucking everything up, what are you supposed to call it?
Hit by
Here,
pitch.
I'm all for throwing at someone. I'm all for that. Like if the guy slides into your catcher way too hard, you know, or he like tries to take out your second baseman when they're turning a double play. Like I'm all for that kind of stuff. Or if the other pitcher plunks one of your guys, yeah, throw it their next guy.
Right.
That's fine. But you're gonna throw at a guy because he hit a bomb off of you?
Yeah.
Throw a
bitch.
set, man. This is such
Well,
bullshit.
you remember Tatis last season, I think it was, the Padres were up some ungodly amount, like 10-1, and it
Yeah.
was in the 8th or the 9th, and Tatis just cranks one. He got a lot of hate for that because he was still playing the game. He wasn't trying to finish it. Like,
Yeah.
first off, why would he? That's his job. Go out
Exactly.
there, hit the damn ball. If you get a gimme ball or you got a ball that you know you're going to go yard with, fucking take it.
Yeah.
You
I
don't-
mean, the
I'm going to do a
best
grounder.
hitters- Yeah, the best hitters in the world get out 70% of the time. You're going to give him a gopher ball, and he's just supposed to, I'm just going to let it go. I'm
Yeah.
not going to swing at it. F all that. Swing for the fences, baby.
I swear to God, if baseball starts becoming such a sissified sport to where like these players just start whining over the littlest thing, oh, he hit a home run and winked at me, I'm
Yeah.
going to lose my shit.
Dude, I'm already mad about some of the shit that happens. Like, to me, the 7-inning doubleheader stuff is so stupid. It's 2 more innings. Like, just suck it up and play them.
And would you rather have a doubleheader or have a team not have a day off?
I'd rather
If
have
you-
a doubleheader.
If you were a player, you would rather want a double hitter, right? So,
Yeah.
like you said, go ahead and play the whole motherfucker through, right?
Well,
if
and I
you're not going to do a
guarantee-
double hitter, then take away a day off. Sorry.
I mean, but my thing is, I guarantee if you ask the players, they want to play all 9 innings.
Absolutely.
I bet you Madison Bumgarner wanted to go back out there for the top of the 8th. Guaranteed.
You think he could have finished all 9?
Oh, I mean, he's done it before, so yeah.
Well, right. But
I mean,
he's
he
also up there
hasn't
in
been-
age too, right?
Well, yeah. I say he hasn't been Mad Bum of the World Series Giants in a while. But when that guy's on his stuff is still electric. He's still a good pitcher. So,
31
yeah,
years
I mean,
old.
I'm a little shocked that they agreed to doing the 7-inning doubleheader when I think before the season, like the Major League Baseball Players Association, they were like sparring back and forth with MLB about how many games were going to be played, all this kind of stuff. MLB came out and they said they wanted to do a 100-game season, but they wanted to prorate the player's salary. And, the players were like, no, we don't want to do that, which I understand. You want to get paid the money you signed for. But then MLB came out and said, well, we'll play 125 games or 130 games, but we'll pay you for the whole season. And the players were like, no, we want to play all the games.
Right.
And I honestly think they want to play all the games because they don't want to hit, what if a player hits for 400, right? But you only played 125 games. Well, does that record actually count as hitting 400 for a season?
Mm-hmm.
Like in my head, I would say no. It's just kind of like the Dodgers won the World Series in a 60 game season.
Yeah.
Like, do we discredit that a little bit? I mean, yeah, like the team still met in the playoffs. They still played. They still won.
Right.
But it wasn't a real season.
Right. Because if it was a full season,
everyone's going to remember. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If it was a full season, would we have had the same outcome? Probably not.
You never know, right?
Right.
Like who could have got injured or who could have got traded or nobody really knows. So I'm in that camp where I don't want to take away credit for their I don't want to take credit away from their World Series because I hate the Dodgers, but they earned it. They went out there and they won. But everyone is always going to remember, oh yeah, they won that shortened season. That was when the major league leader in home runs only had 12 home runs and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna look weird, but I feel like most baseball players are purists and they want to play all 162 games. So
yeah. Oh, we still got a lot of baseball left, man.
Yeah, it's only been it hadn't even been 1 month yet.
I don't know. I don't know how to read a calendar.
Yeah, I'm showing right now it's the 26th, so it's only been 1 month.
Of October?
So, yeah, exactly. So, I say we revisit the standings in June.
Okay.
And I bet you in June they start to shape up a little bit more of what we were expecting.
I'm looking forward to it. And as always, I've always looked forward to seeing you, my friend.
Always.
Those of y'all who are
part of my day.
Absolutely. Those of y'all who are listening, thank you again for joining us for another episode of 2-1 Athletes Talk Sports. You know where to find us on all social media accounts, and you like what we're doing, go ahead and give us that thumbs up, follow, subscribe, all that other bullshit. If you don't like what we have, go ahead and do the same thing anyways, because we love our haters as well.
Yep.
Guys, we're doing our best. We're having fun with this, and we're glad you're here for the ride. And until next time, we'll see you later, assholes.
Always a goat.